Enough is enough! I have had it!
It's
motherfucking
coffee with
motherfucking
Sid.
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sid, your sound guy, back again. Things might look a little different because, well, I ended up shooting this one on a different camera. And the deal is, well, Apple is kind of getting on my nerves here. I have pretty good internet connection throughout the house, right? It seems that for some, whatever reason, in the closed studio, it's having problems and issues uploading videos to iCloud from my phone. I filmed the first video like at what, like 10, 15 or something this morning. And now it's like, I don't know, like 2:28 and it still isn't uploaded. And I don't know, to me, like, yo, my internet is not that fucking slow. It did not move for hours. Look, man, as a professional, okay, you can't do some shit. Tell me why you're having problems. All it does is pause to save power. I'm like, you got 100% battery. What do you need to save power for? You know, it's just a bunch of excuses, right? It's just like the same problem I have with Pro Tools. Like, you have every excuse, and at least Pro Tools gives you a number. You know, you have every excuse in the book not to do your fucking job. I don't know. To me, it's just remarkable that companies and corporations and people, certain people even, can skate by and they can barely do their fucking job. Sometimes they can't do their job, or they have every excuse in the fucking world as to why they're having problems doing their job and they can't do it correctly or as desired. The funny thing is that if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, when they want it, how they want it, I'm probably not gonna get asked back. That's just kind of how it is, and maybe it's not like that in other industries, but that's what I'm used to. That's kind of how I live my life too, just trying to strive for that level of excellence, because for me, every day is show day. That's why every day you'll probably see me rocking black. I'm at the show every day. It's game time, it's game day every day. Or at least that's how I feel like I gotta look at it to win, you know, because I'm in this shit to win it, to support my family, and to support myself, you know. Right now, Apple's really just kind of, you know, screwing the fucking pooch with this shit. You buy into the fucking ecosystem, and then it's like, you know, it's all this little yeah, you know, because shit was acting funky, right? I reset my phone to factory because it was doing funny shit. I reset my watch to factory because it didn't want to accept the fucking update. The phone still didn't want to accept the update. Like some bullshit about like I don't know. Like I said, excuses why you can't do what the fuck you're supposed to do. It's just a pain in the ass. But then also, as a side note, let's get some coffee going, you know, because this is a coffee show, even though at this point it's afternoon. So, yeah. That's what you got me doing, Apple. You got me fucking whatever. But anyway, like I was saying, as a side note, like, so I'm not a big fan of this cloud bullshit. I'm not a big fan of other people holding the keys to your data and presenting themselves as the gatekeepers, not as an alternative, not as a backup, not as a supplement, right? Which to me is cool. Like, that's where the technology is right now. You know, like, our internet connections aren't fast enough for us to be relying on the cloud. You know, like, the Starlink shit might clear it up, you know, get us on track. But honestly, as long as they've been pushing the cloud as this mobile solution to access your data from, you know, from anywhere, most people just don't, even though on the server side, like at Google and Amazon and Apple and all these other places, like, they might have the fucking banging ass hardware to handle that shit, right? But the average person, their internet connection just, you know, isn't up to it, right? So it doesn't matter. And then the other problem with the cloud shit is, let you not pay your fucking bill. All your data is theirs. You've been owned. You want to talk about, ransomware and all this other kinds of shit, honestly, at the end of the day, in terms of how it's being bought and sold right now, is fucking ransomware. You sign up for it, but basically you're signing up for fucking ransomware. As opposed to if everyone had a better A, connection, and B, personal computer backup and just data storage system. What if everybody had like something like what Synology offers, right? But then one portion of your drive is dedicated to backing up other people's shit. So you get this distributed network, like some other type of distributed technology, but your backup solution is completely tied in. Once you plug the box in, it's storing your data, but it's also automatically backing up to the cloud. But the cloud is your neighbor, your guy across the street, everything. It's not this one company, And then the other thing is just presenting yourself as a solution, but not really being able to back that shit up. It's cool to make marketing claims and stuff, but when people rely on them, especially if they don't have the resources to do the full level of research that a lot of these things really necessitate. You say, hey, you can access your stuff from anywhere on the cloud. Okay, well, when? Will I be able to access it when I want it, or when you feel like giving it to me, or when my internet provider says that I can get it? To me right now, there are too many hands. You gotta pay too many people just to connect with other people. One of my fundamental core values is I'm not about some middleman bullshit. I like my shit straight. Coffee, black. Liquor, straight. I wanna know what it is, just down distilled to its finest point, so you know exactly what you're dealing with. And at that point, maybe you ingest a lot of it, maybe you ingest a little of it. And I'm talking about anything, whether it's a data service. It's like, okay, if you're presenting yourself as an all-in-one solution, then that's gonna lean people towards relying on you heavily in terms of sending and receiving data. It's not that the data isn't secure or anything like that, it's just the good grief. The up and the down right now is really pissing me off. In fact, it's probably not even Apple's fault. And see, here's the turn. This all started out as I'm pissed at Apple, but really, this is more about the internet. And this is actually a problem I've been seeing for a while, because I used to work at Time Warner Cable, and I was a beta tester for their Roadrunner service in Charlotte. So like I had cable internet before anybody else did. This was in 1997, 98, somewhere around that, right? And then they let us keep the box, right? Even because it was a summer college job. So even after I went back to school, my family still had the cable modem. And this is before they started throttling. Man, that shit was fire. Like, that shit was fast. Even back then is when I really started to notice that for people to have the speed, the internet speed, like you can, just because you have access to something, if you don't have a good, solid access to it, it's like water, man. Oh, you have access to clean water. Okay, but if it's a fucking trickle and it takes you 6 hours to fill up a pail, how good is that really doing? How's that really improving your quality of life? Shout out to Metasound. Metasound Audio is really helping us out a lot, So thank you, Metasound. Thank you to my buddy Mike for giving us the space, the studio space to do all this stuff. And I will see you all on that next cup of coffee.